we're going to talk about Cult.
Oh
my god.
That's the American Horror Story theme song, if you didn't know.
That was the scariest thing that's ever been a part of this video.
Much like this season of American Horror Story.
True.
That's ever been a part of this video. No longer true. We're about to talk about scary stuff.
Okay.
Can we curse? Because I'm not sure I can stop myself.
You have to stop yourself. We can't curse. No cursing.
I believe in you.
So
I believe in a thing called love.
just listen to the rhythm of my heart.
I lost half my ad friend in the ketchup.
Oh no.
How unfortunate. So we just finished watching American Horror Story Cult, which is last year's season, which Amanda and I had not seen, although Megan had because she
I'm a big American Horror Story fan.
Yeah.
Welcome to my mukbang. It's like a TED Talk, but I eat food.
You're what?
It's a
A
thing.
mukbang
That's
is a
a-
video where you watch people eat food.
Yeah, which we're about to do.
Oh. No, we're eating food, not watching people eat food.
Yeah, so we're making a mukbang.
Oh, got it.
About cult.
Yes.
Join one. Just kidding.
No, please don't. Or maybe
A
do.
cult.
I don't know.
So,
Phoenix Tears is kind of
I'd
cool.
like
I suppose
to
I can't be
propose-
against this.
I'd like to propose the question, why is cult so scary?
Okay, so I think that Cult is... So it's almost my least favorite season of American Horror Story,
But that's Asylum.
Not because it's not good, and not because it's not, like, well done, like Asylum. It's because it's not, like, it's just too real. Like, so it makes me really, like, I don't think I'll ever rewatch this season. Like, I have no desire to do that. And most of the other seasons I'm happy to rewatch. For you who don't know, why are you watching this video? But if you are anyway, American Horror Story is a serialized horror drama, created by the guy who created Glee. Because
Ryan Murphy.
turns out that he's real messed up. And each season is a different story. And Cult, it takes place in our world where Trump was elected president.
In fact, the season starts with Trump.
Yeah. being
Spoilers
elected.
throughout, but like, we've kind of said not spoilery things until now.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. So the whole point is there's this guy played by Evan Peters, which is the reason you watch American Horror Story.
Also, he has hair like me, but not right now. In the past.
He has blue hair. And he plays this character named Kai,
Kai Anderson.
who decides to run for office, inspired by Trump, and starts a cult full of, like, basic white boys.
Well, it's mostly women at first.
It's true. It is a lot of women.
I'll return.
And then a bunch of basic white boys. And they do a lot of terrible things like murder people and drive people insane and murder people. Did I say that part already?
They do a lot of
And they're really mean to immigrants. And they're just all in all terrible. And he has a bunch of women that are part of his group who are like not terrible, and I don't really understand how it happened, but apparently I understand how it happened.
So Kai is
Evan
really
Peters
good.
is hot.
charismatic.
Some of them are lesbians.
Listen, Channing could start a cult, Evan Peters could start a cult. They're nice.
Kai is
And
very
they make you
good
feel special.
at figuring out what people want to hear.
Yeah.
I thought this was
And
ketchup,
then-
but it's a scar.
Selling them on that idea.
I thought you were going to say selling them on eBay.
Yep, telling people what they want to hear and then selling them on eBay. That sounds right. No, he is really, really good at it. And he creates this, like, bond of trust that people really buy into. But it's, like, completely manic. Like, to the point where at certain points in the season, he's like, listen, in order for you to truly be my follower, you have to die. And they're all like, hoorah! Why?
Okay,
I just
Supreme Ladder.
don't.
Divine
leader.
I like Supreme Ladder.
No, they call him Divine Leader.
Kai Anderson is the next Supreme.
Yikes. No, if you want that, you have to watch Apocalypse. Next question. What's your favorite episode of this season?
Oof.
I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
The one I didn't get to rewatch. Which is, I think the 7th episode, where they go through the, like, house of people who are all being tortured by the, like, religious man.
Yeah.
Because it gives,
like, Kai's beginning.
because it gives some complexity to Kai, I feel like, that is fun. Because I like the fact that Kai in this season is, obviously you don't like him, but, like, he's charismatic, so you kind of, like him sometimes. And I just like that he's weird. Like, he does a lot of weird things. And you can tell what his motivation is. Because even when he's crazy, American Horror Story shows you the, like, other
He's crazy
him.
the whole time.
No. Even when he does things that are against his own, like, previous moral compass, when he, like, changes motivation or, like, changes his level of sanity, because he definitely loses his mind throughout the end of the season. You know that he's losing his mind because you see him see himself.
And he's taken a lot of drugs.
And he's taken a lot of drugs. But in the episode that is my favorite, if I remember correctly, which I haven't seen it in like a year because I happen to not rewatch this episode with them, you get like a little more of like his compassion, which I think is interesting.
You get like previous Kai.
Which I like. Previous Kai's not perfect, obviously.
But he's a little less of a jerk.
And he's interesting.
I think that my favorite episode is probably the Scum episode, just because
Same.
I really like the idea that Scum is the Zodiac killer. Like, what a twist. I enjoyed that. And also, like, that episode is just completely absurd. Amanda?
Yeah, I learned about Scum earlier this year, like, as a historical
Society.
group, I'll say. And so, like, seeing it tied up into this plot line was really interesting. Because American Horror Story does, like, pull in historical elements.
Today they did the Bolsheviks.
They do pull in historical elements in a very, like, interesting way. That was on the floor. And so I enjoyed seeing how they, like, incorporated it into this particular plot line.
Yeah. I also enjoyed the other cult leader episodes. I also thought it was kind of fun to have Evan Peters play every cult leader in the show, which was, you know, a good angle. Well, except for Valerie, he didn't play her. Although, man, what if he had missed opportunity? Right?
I hate
it.
Instead, it was Lena Dunham.
And he was Andy Warhol.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was Andy Warhol in that bit.
Much more appropriate.
Because he's a man.
Yeah, well.
Because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
And Valerie is a sane ass lady.
I mean, I'm not saying that either.
Yeah.
Frances Conroy, though.
Is great. So we really, like I said, I'm not sure how I felt about this season because, like, it did make me uncomfortable, but I think that was the point. It is the only season so far that didn't have any sort of, like, mystical element at all. Even though Freak Show was a little more grounded in crazy people, it was a little bit removed because, like, it was unrealistic crazy. And
Also,
I feel like this is realistic crazy.
It has the Edward, who has the two-headed, like, two-face. Mm-hmm. So that's, like, a mystical element that's in Freak Show. Like, really heavily in, like, 3 episodes of Freak
And
Show.
also, is that the Neil Patrick Harris?
No,
that one's also pretty mystical.
Yeah, but, like, the circus, I mean, spoilers for Freak Show, but, like, the circus lives on forever because of the, like...
Oh, yeah.
Because of him, and he's in, like, a middle episode where he takes Twisty.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's
he
true.
takes them all at the end, and that's why it has a happy ending. So it has, like, a pretty strong mystical element.
And this doesn't. Instead, it's just crazy people, and that makes it scarier. All of my, like, the movies that scare me the most are the ones just about, no, that's not true. All the movies that scare me the most are about wax figures coming to life. But second, movies that scare me the most are about real people.
The movie Mannequin, terrifying for her.
The first episode of the reboot of Doctor Who.
I didn't watch Doctor Who for years because somebody showed me that, and I was like, nope, I can't watch this.
I think the beginning of the season. Okay, so I tried to watch Cult once in the past. I got through the first like 2 episodes, and
She thought it was 4 episodes.
Anyway,
yeah,
That's how the pacing is.
right.
it is very slow.
And it was a little confusing. You feel like you're very much missing out on something, and you are. But once you get past that like 2, well, more than 2, that like 4 episode mark, I feel like the pacing definitely changes, and the like feeling of the season changes a lot, because it goes from like, oh, are we like delving into mental instability, to more, no, we're going into like a group think sort of
Yeah.
situation.
The season really follows Sarah Paulson's character Allie, like so much so that like you as the viewer only start to put things together when she starts to put things together. So like your confusion just grows until she's no longer confused.
Which is really cool and not atypical of American Horror Story, but also not typical. Usually we get information from a few central characters and don't know things until one or a few of them know. Whereas this is like unusual in that it's really only this one character, and that I think makes it really interesting. Also really scary, but like me being able to be like, hey, I've already seen this and we should stick with it, I think
Helped, definitely helped.
so if you
So,
haven't been able to
Overall, I don't think I will watch this season again, because I don't need to know how crazy people could be out there in reality right this second, because like this could be happening. This probably is happening. Somebody probably watched Cult and was like, wow, what a great idea.
call the FBI.
I definitely understand this season as a reaction to everything that happened in 2016 as far as the election is concerned. I wouldn't call it comforting.
It's poignant art for sure. Like I would say that it's more artistic because of its interaction with current political discourse than other seasons of television
Very
and then
political.
other seasons of American Horror Story. Like for better or for worse, it makes it more canonical, and I think it's something that I would want to rewatch. I mean, obviously I rewatched it just now with them, but it's something that I would want to rewatch like in a long time, like when we are very removed
When
from this
I'm
political
super
discourse.
old and I can tell my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren about that one time back when I was young, they elected an idiot as president, I can maybe show them this show.
Yeah,
Even now,
But not
just
until
2 years after
it's not enough time.
the election, it still feels very of the time. Of
Yeah.
just post.
And also,
election.
like, their stuff does jump to 2018, like, which was in the future when it aired, but, like, is our present, and you look at that and think, oh, how unfortunate that we're not there yet.
Yikes.
Because in 2018, we're still in the Kai Anderson running for state office instead of, how the show ends with Allie. So yeah, if you've watched it, let me know in the comments what you thought. And also, let us know if we should drink wine and talk about movies and TV shows at other times.
I decided we're gonna do it on my channel right now. Are you ready?
Okay.
Can I have more wine?
Wait.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.